Sustainable beef production at its core means doing more with less. And yes, that's for the environment, but that's also for people and that's for animals. And we know that there's a strong culture, heritage of both beef production and beef consumption all around the world. And really at ABS, we look at genetics as the foundation for a more sustainable food supply. Ultimately, sustainability has really three different legs. What we hear about probably most prevalently in the media all around the world is about the impact on the climate. But what we probably hear a lot less about is really, again, that culture and heritage aspect of beef production. Beef production is really important to people in countries all around the world, and it's important to both culture, but it's also important to their livelihood. It's really at the core of what ABS is about, is to ensure that beef producers can continue to produce beef, because we know that beef will be demanded all around the world. Really, the question is, how do we think about how genetics relates to sustainability at the ranch level? And the first part of that is ranchers need to have the best genetics. And everything really starts with that decision to use artificial insemination, really to AI their cows. And by using AI, they get access to those best genetics. But really, that's only the beginning. It's also about how do you use those improved genetics within a breeding program. And we like to talk about the concept of making matings with intent, right? It's the idea that we can optimize the mating program or the breeding program by creating the animals that are desired for specific outcomes, right? If I want to create the best replacement heifers, or I want to create the best bulls, or I want to create the best calves for the beef supply chain, it's really about that decision to use the right genetics to create the right animal for that particular situation. And ultimately what that does is optimizes the system, which creates more efficiencies. Those efficiencies are what drive sustainability in the long term. Ultimately, genetics is one part of the equation. It's about how those ranchers use those genetics, and at the same time, are able to take advantage of getting new technologies, new innovations, new practices that allow them to really optimize how the genetics perform in their system. ABS's role is to identify the best genetics that we can provide to our customers, to the rancher. And one of the ways we do that is we go out and we find the very best bulls in the industry that really have the genetic profile that the ranchers need in order to make their optimal matings. At the same time, we've developed our own internal breeding program that we call New Era Genetics, which is really designed for the terminal production system, and it's designed to create efficiency and profitability and sustainability. And so it's these different options that we can really put together, and again, to make those matings with intent that allow our ranchers to be more profitable, which makes them more sustainable in the long term. We spend a lot of time talking to stakeholders all across the industry, right? From the ranch all the way to the retailer, and really ensuring that we understand what the needs are of that beef supply chain, and we understand where genetics fits in. We believe genetics really is the foundation for a more sustainable food supply. And so really where we see the partnership with Trust and Beef fitting in, Trust and Beef plays a significant role in that sustainability building conversation, as they have unique insights that really help us understand how our ranchers and how producers are thinking about sustainability. And this partnership really allows us a platform to have those conversations at the ranch level, speaking the same language as the rancher when it comes to sustainability. And we really see this partnership is allowing companies like ABS to really leverage the opportunity to use new technologies and new innovation that will ultimately allow producers to be more profitable and more sustainable. ABS is involved in discussions about beef production, about sustainability all around the world. And certainly we see different levels of pressure coming from different places and in different markets. And so really where we're focused is being part of that conversation, because ultimately we want to ensure that beef producers really have that license to operate, both here in the U.S. as well as around the world. Because we know that there is a strong conversation about the impact of beef production, and we believe that ranchers in the U.S. have a great story to tell about how they are maintaining that sustainability of frankly, a really critical animal source protein that people around the world need. That's another place that we feel it's important to engage is in that conversation, and frankly, helping our ranchers and our producers tell that story so that we do continue to have that license to operate. So it is really important that we as an industry and a sustainability community provide tools and technologies to our ranchers to enable them to be more sustainable. And at ABS, that comes in the form, again, of improved genetics. And we've really focused our efforts on driving genetic progress for trait that ultimately improve efficiency, which lead to sustainability. But at the same time, we have to spend time understanding what our ranchers need and providing that technical service that allow them to implement some of these tools and technologies. And so the innovations will continue to happen. Where we see our job is ensuring that we maintain that contact at the ranch level so that we know how we can advise our producers to combine the genetics that we provide with these other tools and technologies that are going to come along. We feel very strongly about our role in providing technical assistance at the ranch level.